So let's understand that the first few days of Navratri, and especially when there was a weekend, how have the footfalls moved? Are buyers back, or there is still scarcity of buyers, and the footfalls have not really been impressive? We'll take the conversation forward with Anand Agrawal, CFO with VMart, and Nilesh Gupta, Managing Director with Vijay Sales. Gentlemen, good morning to both of you, and thank you for joining us. Nilesh, one is absolute, second is relative. Both in absolute footfall and also relative footfall in comparison to last couple of days, what has been your experience? Are you feeling the pinch of the slowdown, or the slowdown is only perceived and the reality at Vijay Sales is different?
Good morning, Nikunj. Yesterday was the first day of Navratri after the Shraddh got over, and I think it was really much beyond our expectation. Both, not only the footfalls but also the conversion rate. So we had a bumper sale yesterday. If you go to see, why I'm saying bumper is because it was a normal good Sunday along with sprinkled with the Navratri festival. But the reason I'm saying bumper is because of all this negativity which was going on, that the consumer is not there, market is low, buying will not happen. I think at least for consumer durables, that's not going to be true. Diwali seems to be on the right track.
So, are you saying that you are optimistic of Navratri sales to pick up closer to Dussehra, or you think that this time मामला ठंडा रहेगा?
No, in fact, what I'm trying to say is looking at yesterday, where not only footfalls happened but also the conversions, that means the sales also happened. I think Dussehra is going to be a bumper Dussehra, and Diwali also should be good. Now, but also one thing with a little caution I would not like to say is yesterday was a Sunday. So first Navratri and a Sunday coupled together, I think the results were really good.
Mr. Agrawal, let's talk about whether you're also seeing this effects of the slowdown weaning off. We've got, of course, the festive season now kicking in, followed by the wedding season as well. How's the demand situation playing out? Which are the markets where you're seeing challenges persist?
Yes, I think we've always remained very optimistic on the market at the overall. We've not really always endorsed the bigger slowdown story, because we felt that the slowdown, at least in the rural markets and the core markets of tier 2, tier 3 towns of India, where we largely operate, were largely impacted by the monsoon factor, and last 15 odd days, and especially the last 2 days since the time Durga Puja festivities began, and also Navratris began since yesterday, we've seen good amount of footfall coming back into the market, with the exception of the core market of West Bengal and let's say Jharkhand and Bihar, which have really been inundated with a lot of rainfall and a big amount of flooding in some big metro areas. So, but for that, I think the overall sentiment remains positive. But the rainfall is definitely playing spoil sport in our segment of the market, and we still remain very, very cautious on the culmination of the overall sales numbers, at least till the end of Navratris. But if I look at the the future trajectory and how the Q3 festival period going up till Diwali as well as Chhath, and then later on the wedding period is supposed to pan out, I think we still remain quite optimistic, because we still believe that the market is strong. While there may be some impact of flooding in the rural areas, and therefore there may be some impact on the crops, which is still yet to be assessed, but going by the overall trend, I think we will still remain cautiously optimistic.
Okay. Mr. Gupta, anything that you're doing differently this time to attract customers, higher discounts, further promotions? It promises to be a fairly hectic season. Also, any specific segments, product segments that you're going to be focusing on?
In fact, we are not doing anything different. Diwali per se, traditionally, the consumers always get a lot of discounts, freebies and exchange offers, along with the EMIs offers, which is always what is consumer is looking at. But at the same time, what we have to see is this year we are seeing is a price fall, which has happened over last year, especially in the television sector. So in the television segment, what has happened is there's been nearly a price fall of approximately around 10 to 15%, and in some cases even 20% as compared to last Diwali prices. So I think that is something which will fuel the growth of televisions, especially the large screen ones.
Is that also because...
And not to forget the number of new model launches in mobiles.
Anand, is there any large deep discounting which you've done in categories in merchandise? So whereas what we're discussing is footfall and sales. Yes, they could be strong, but if you merchandise a price lower, get in some credit card discounts, throw in some extraordinary, top-ups, then the absolute number may look strong, but you may not end up making money. What is your sense at V-Mart, and also what is your sense at company level?
I think we've never been a discount player, and we've never played aggressively on the discounting front, and we've always played very heavily on better value for money for the customer. So yes, we have been slightly aggressive in terms of giving out customer promotions, in terms of attracting them to the store, giving them freebies on higher purchase value, etc. But we have never gone into deep discounting and never indulged in things like that. But irrespective, the festive period usually we see a good amount of footfalls, and despite the promotions, despite discounting, people still want to buy, and this is a period where people like to buy apparel. They want to dress better, they want to look good, they want to have new clothes, and this is the time when usually consumption is seen every year. So we would not really want to dig deeper into discounts and get more customers. In any case, when the customer footfall is at least for the last 6-7 months has been slightly lower. But having said that, yes, we've been playing slightly aggressive, and we've been buying market share from competition, and we've been growing to a little extent. Even in Q1 at a company level, we grew at around 26%, and for Q2, while today is the last day for Q2, but I still feel that we should have a decent amount of growth in this quarter as well.
Mr. Gupta, when you mentioned the TV sales, I want to understand if it's also because of competitive pressure with regards to the online players. Is it because of more people switching to online streaming on their phones? And if TVs are under pressure, we've got white goods under pressure, which are the segments that you're actually expecting to see demand?
See, there's no doubt about it that a lot of consumers are watching live streams on the mobile phone. But at the end of the day, if you see in the content space, a lot of good content is being developed on this OTT platform. And those content have to be watched on a larger screen. So what I see is in this Diwali, we'll see a bigger growth in the larger screens, 55 and 65 inches, and also 75 inches screens. And coupled with that, there's a huge drop in prices, and that's basically because world over the panel prices has come down. Today you are getting a 32 inches under 10,000 rupees, which was never the case up till now. So I think that's what's going to drive the TV sales. On one side, the reduction of the prices, and on the other side, the need for larger screens.
And Mr. Agarwal,
and as far as appliances are concerned, Diwali trend.
Go ahead.
Yeah, as far as appliances are concerned, Diwali traditionally is a large appliance market where sales happen because people want to exchange their old refrigerators, washing machines, and if in case the weather plays good and we have a little summer, especially in the western part of the country, I think ACs also should do good.
All right, gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us this morning.